in our own individual worlds. Let's talk about it. Let's condemn it. What is not good is not good. As a woman, as a mother, as a leader, you must live by example. You must dress decently. Aside of those that stick out their boobs in the name of fashion and their cleavages, you see other women wearing short dresses, short skirts, that they'll now find it so difficult to walk, so difficult to sit down, half of their body naked, with fat thighs and fat legs. If you're blessed with so much flesh, we don't want to see your skin. We don't want to see your laps. A decent woman will wear something decently. At least that will be knee length. That's what we call it many years ago. You can't wear knee length anymore? For goodness sake, what we are teaching our children, it's not good at all. It's not good. Whenever I see anyone, they don't have to be my daughter. Because all daughters and sons, they are our children. I don't hesitate to correct. But before you correct, you look at yourself. Are you decently dressed as a mother? Because it will be so ironical. If you are not dressing well and you want to correct, please let us stop abusing the psyche of our men. And then to you husbands, I wonder why you can't correct your wives. Husbands that allow their wives to dress anyhow are husbands that do not value such women. I can't imagine myself dressing anyhow, dressing in a way that half of my boobs are sticking out. My husband will ask me, I beg your pardon? That's all he needed to say. I beg your pardon? I got the message. And so from now on, please, the husbands have a lot of role to play here. We're talking of moral decadence in the society. Let's start from this narrative. As a responsible man, that you want men and women out there to respect your wife when you're going out to church, to weddings, to any social function whatsoever, any corporate outing. Take it upon yourself to ensure that your wife is properly dressed. If she has a penchant of showing half of her boobs, tell her it's no longer in vogue. It's out of vogue. We shouldn't be abusing the psyche and the mind of our men. Our husbands are responsible men. And responsible men would attract responsible wives. Not women that would just say they want to go steal show. Which show do you want to steal? It's those that are not confident. They're not worth their salt. That would think, okay, let's flounce this, let's flounce that. Your body is sacred. Your body is the temple of the Lord. And you should preserve it that way. That's your pride. Stop abusing our psyche. And that's the only way we can evolve a better society. That's the only way we can evolve a better nation and a better generation of youths. Our children are watching us. Let us be good examples to our children. Thank you very much. I remain Omotayo Omotosho, Member, Federal Republic. God bless you.
First of all, she said that husbands that allow their wives, because she's made the point already that women generally need to stop abusing the psyche and the minds of the men, and that they need to respect any woman, any decent woman, any woman that really respects herself will not dress indecently. And she gave examples: knee-length clothing, covering up the delicate parts of your body. These are just things that were commonsensical in the earlier days, and not just too long ago. I mean, when I was a young person, it wasn't proper for a woman to dress the way they dress today. You know, many of them expose so many parts of their body. They literally have no clothes on effectively when they go out, and they think it's actually a sign of intelligence. They think it's something that makes them command respect. But the thing is, the value system that they've embraced is not one that is African. It's one that is Western. The more clothes you take off, the more respectability you have. And it wasn't like that even in the West in the past. It became like that over the years. Now, the West have a habit of throwing away norms and values that are essential to preserving the dignity of women. That is why you see the way women are presented in the media in the West is really terrible. But the problem is, we have other cultures across the world. If you go to China, you go to India, you don't see them embracing this madness that the West is exporting. It's only we, the black nations, that seem to so easily lose ourselves. We lose ourselves in terms of religion, we lose ourselves in terms of our culture, our values, the way we dress, the way we live, the way we eat, we seem to be willing to take every other thing that's foreign as being better than what we have. It's a reflection of the impact, the residual impact of the colonialism. However, it's not something that is insurmountable, not something that we cannot overcome. It's just that we're unwilling to do that because we've allowed ourselves to believe that a sign that we are advanced and developed and progressive is being able to live the Western lifestyle, which is wrong.
Ladies, girls, when you get up to get dressed to come to church, you need to realize you're coming to the holy house of God. You ought not to come here to show off, your legs. And if you're constantly having to fight to stay decent, you got the wrong wardrobe on. And not just for church, but for anywhere else. Now, I am not mad. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. You need to change wardrobes. This is not a place to find a date. This is not a place to find a new husband. This is a place where you come in and the Spirit of God fills it, and Jesus is here and His holiness is here, and you ought not to be the cause for a man having to fight his flesh in a service. But Pastor, that's our culture. Now hear me. When you get saved, you change cultures. I don't care what you call it. French, Russian, Romanian, I don't care what it is. When you get saved, you become a Christian and you conduct yourself as a Christian and you dress modestly for the glory of God everywhere you go.
You've listened to the pastor who literally just echoed what Omotayo said. As far as I'm concerned, that's what he did. I take Omotayo's message as being more relevant and direct to our needs because it's more generalized. The pastor was talking mainly to women. Of course, he said it applied to women outside of the church, wherever they were going to go. But he was talking to his congregation. So what I'm trying to say in essence is between the two of them, it is clear. Whether you're God-fearing or not, even if you're not a person that goes to church, there's something about how you carry yourself as a woman. You are supposed to treat yourself with the greatest respect. And that is how you will command respect from other people, men and otherwise. When you expose different delicate parts of your body, you are effectively telling people you do not deserve to be respected. It doesn't matter how many achievements you have, how much you possess in terms of material resources or wealth. When you do not dress in a manner that commands respect, if you expose the delicate parts of your body, it presents you in a manner that brings down your value. You then lose your worth in front of people. They may not say it, but that's how they think about you. It doesn't matter how much the Western media has glorified it, it doesn't make you look good. Now, for the men, Madam Omotayo made a point that men should, it's up to the men. Men have a responsibility to challenge their wives not to dress anyhow. That men who allow their wives to dress anyhow are those that do not value their wives. Well, I don't know. In today's world where we have the concept of the independent women, and many of them are embracing that concept based on what the West has defined as an independent woman, the one that's even readily just disrespects the husband, I don't see men being able to effectively play that role anymore, given the nature of relationships we have today. So what we're going to have to look at is getting the women to understand that they owe it to themselves and to their daughters to dress better and to preach it to other women that dressing better, dressing with more dignity and more self-respect is something that benefits them as people belonging to the female gender. Right now, that's not happening. What women seem to be doing is they seem to believe that the more they expose their bodies, the more they act. It's kind of their own way of defiance to the society's limitations, and they want to act liberated, and so they dress that way to show that they are liberated women. Well, these things come at a cost, at a price, and so the same women who don't dress decently, who expose different parts of their body, want men to treat them with respect, the same respect that the women of old, like on Omotayo's generation, easily commanded. You cannot get that. You can only get it from men who do not know what manhood is about, because a real man does not want his woman to just expose her body to the whole society, what is supposed to be private for him. If she's not married, I wouldn't want to go with her. So a real man would not want a woman that has exposed her body to the whole world and continues to do so, he will not be attracted to such a woman, because that woman brings down even his own self-worth in society, in public perception. No decent man wants his wife going around looking half naked. And that's the problem. Men who are accepting it are accepting it because they think they don't have a choice. The message to you today from me is that you do have a choice. You tell your woman, if you want to be my woman, I will not accept you dressing this way. This is how I want you to dress. You must be well covered up. You set the standard and you make it clear that is the standard you want your daughters to have. You know, that my daughters know. I have 2 daughters and they know there's a certain kind of dressing that I expect of my girls. I don't care what anybody says. That is what I expect. They know that. And because I've always preached it since they were young, wherever we go, they know that is the minimum I expect of them. And it's that expectation that we as men must communicate to the women in our lives. Be they sisters, friends, daughters, wives, whatever they might be. Any woman in our life should know that there's a kind of dressing we approve of, and that we will frown on anything that goes beyond or outside that standard. And when we insist on that standard, what happens is the women will know they have to conform. The same way we will have to conform to our women. We don't want to go around smoking and drinking and taking drugs when we know that our women don't appreciate it. So we must respect one another. And one of the ways we respect one another is the way we choose to dress, the way we choose to present ourselves in public. And I hope that hopefully messages like this can go viral as against the messages of women or the videos of women who are dressing provocatively and even nude, you know, and exposing different parts of their body to get views and likes and all that. It's a madness today, but hopefully messages like this can also reach some of you, and you will adopt them, embrace them, and implement that change in your lives to become better women that are role models worthy of emulation. I wish you well.